This is the ceasefire agreement I introduced last spring. Today, Hamas and Israel have agreed to that ceasefire agreement.
If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East.
Can you elaborate?
And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will.
Burada terör örgütü derseniz buna üzülürüz. Ben asla Hamas'ı bir terör örgütü olarak görmüyorum. Ama şimdi burada
We're fighting in Gaza against Hamas, those savages who murdered, raped, beheaded, and burned our people on October 7th.
Hamas, the organization that has been most prominent in recent discussions. According to some countries, it is a terrorist organization, while others do not classify it as such. Since October 7th, 2023, more than 45,000 Gazans have lost their lives, while over 860 Israeli soldiers have also died, and both sides have thousands of injured. According to Israel, everything started on October 7th. However, Hamas claims that everything began with the establishment of Israel, which they view as an occupation. Let us explain how Hamas was founded, what kind of organization it is, how it receives support from other countries, and its long-standing war with Israel. If you are ready, let's begin. Hamas was founded in 1987 by Ahmed Yasin, Abdulaziz al-Rantisi, and Mohammed Taha at the onset of the First Intifada as the Palestinian branch of the Muslim Brotherhood organization in Egypt. In its 1988 political program, the party asserted that Palestine could never be an Islamic country surrounded by non-Muslims, and claimed that waging a holy war to reclaim Palestine from Israel was a religious duty for Palestinian Muslims. This assertion brought Hamas into conflict with the Palestine Liberation Organization, which recognized Israel in 1988. By the end of 1992, there were 600 mosques in Gaza. Before expanding its influence to trade unions, universities, markets, professional organizations, and local political struggles that began in 2004, Hamas gathered supporters through sermons and charitable activities. By the late 1990s, it became more involved in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, opposing the mutual recognition talks with the Palestine Liberation Organization and the decision to recognize Israel as part of a two-state solution. It continued to advocate for armed resistance in Palestine, won the 2006 Palestinian legislative elections, and gained a majority in the Palestinian Legislative Council. After the civil war in 2007, it took control of the Gaza Strip and has since governed Gaza with a de facto autocratic one-party rule. Hamas has a three-part structure inherited from its predecessor. This structure encompasses functions for providing social services, religious education, and directing military operations under a Shura Council. Traditionally, it has four distinct roles: a charitable and social assistance section, a military section responsible for arms procurement and conducting operations, a unit providing security services, and a unit with a media branch. Hamas operates with separate structures in both the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, and it also has groups abroad, initially in Damascus and later in Egypt, including a Gaza group led by Musa Mohammed Abu Marzouk and a group of Palestinians in Kuwait led by Khalid Mashal. The Palestinian exile group in Kuwait began to receive extensive funding from Gulf countries after their leader Mashal opposed Saddam Hussein's decision to support the invasion of Kuwait. Mashal called for Iraq's withdrawal. On May 6, 2017, Hamas's Shura Council elected Ismail Haniyeh as the new leader, succeeding Khalid Mashal. The governing body of Hamas is the Majlis al-Shura. The principle of this council is based on the Quranic concepts of consultation and the People's Assembly, which provide a democratic framework within an Islamic context. The Shura Council has been renamed the General Advisory Council, composed of members elected from local council groups. This council elects a 15-member Politburo that makes decisions at the highest level. Representatives come from Gaza, the West Bank, and leaders in exile. This organization was based in Damascus until January 2012, when it relocated to Qatar due to the Syrian civil war and Hamas's support for civilian opposition against the Bashar al-Assad regime. Like the Muslim Brotherhood, Hamas assumed control over foundation properties in the Gaza Strip. Allegedly, these foundations encompass 2,000 acres of land and religious foundations, exceeding 10% of all real estate in the Gaza Strip, including agricultural land, numerous shops, rental apartments, and public buildings. The Izz ad-Din al-Qassam Brigades, named after Izz ad-Din al-Qassam, are the military wing of Hamas. Currently led by Mohammed Daif and his deputy Marwan Issa, the al-Qassam Brigades are the largest and most equipped group operating in Gaza today. The organization was founded in 1991 and initially focused on obstructing the Oslo Accords negotiations. Between 1994 and 2000, the al-Qassam Brigades claimed responsibility for various attacks against Israelis. The al-Qassam Brigades are explicitly designated as a terrorist organization by the European Union, Australia, New Zealand, Egypt, and the United Kingdom. The United States and Canada have classified Hamas, its parent organization, as a terrorist group. The leader of the brigades, Mohammed Daif, has been specifically designated as a global terrorist under executive order. Al-Aqsa TV is a television channel established by Hamas. The channel began broadcasting in the Gaza Strip on January 9, 2006, 3 weeks before the Palestinian legislative elections. It has been noted that the channel includes some children's programs that contain anti-Semitic messages among its shows. Hamas has stated that the television station is an independent media institution that does not generally reflect the views of the Palestinian government led by Ismail Haniyeh or the Hamas movement, and that Hamas does not hold anti-Semitic views. Many years, Qatar, one of the Gulf Arab countries with strong ties to Hamas, has been the largest financial supporter of the Gaza Strip, which is governed by Hamas. Qatar is also involved in the ongoing Israel-Hamas prisoner exchange process alongside Egypt and the UN. The relationship between Egypt and Hamas, a key partner in the Palestinian cause, began at the end of 2002. Between 2013 and 2017, the relationship experienced fluctuations, including periods of near cessation. In 2015, a court ruling designated Hamas as a terrorist organization, but this decision was later overturned by the Egyptian Emergency Court. Since 2017, official relations between Cairo and Hamas have been managed through Egyptian intelligence. Egypt continues to mediate between Palestinian groups and Israel to resolve the internal divisions within Palestine. Kuwait has maintained strong relations with Hamas since its inception, supporting the movement when it won the elections in Palestine in 2006, and these high-level ties persist. Lebanon's relationship with Hamas has continued since the movement opened a representative office in the country in 1998. Additionally, strong connections exist between Hamas and Hezbollah, which wield significant influence in Lebanon. Algeria also maintains a stable relationship with Hamas, with the Hamas administration allowing Algeria to open a representative office in 2016. Yemen has maintained its relations with Hamas since 2008, when former President Ali Abdullah Saleh acted as a mediator to end the division in Palestine. There are also strong ties between Hamas and the Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen. Hamas has an office in the capital Sana'a, which is controlled by the Houthis. Iran is one of Hamas's key allies, having hosted a Hamas representation since 1992. Although relations with Iran cooled temporarily after Hamas's ties with the Syrian regime deteriorated during the outbreak of the civil war in Syria, and its decision to relocate its headquarters to Qatar, those relations have since returned to their previous state. Turkey and Hamas have fostered good relations since the movement won the parliamentary elections in Palestine in 2006. Ankara recognized the election results in Palestine and emphasized the importance of respecting the will of the Palestinian people, Hamas, during the previous administration before the Taliban. In August, Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh made first contact with Emirhan Muttaqi. the deputy foreign minister of the government established after the Taliban took control of the country.